All right, next topic is long division. And I know how many of you absolutely hate long division, and I know how many of you are like really experts at it now. So hopefully this video will clear up any things that you don't quite remember. So this is number 21, 34,992 divided by 81. So long division, remember the first number is your total. It's also your dividend. That's the number that goes inside the box. So the first number, you don't even need to look at the second number. You put it inside the box first and then draw the box out, and it looks a little bit like this. 81 comes outside. That's what you're dividing into every place value of the dividend. So the things you're going to consistently ask yourself is how many times or how many groups of 81 can I divide into each place value of 34,992. All right, so I put my dividend inside the box, my dividend outside of the box. I'm just going to follow 5 steps to find the quotient. My first step is divide. I'm going to ask myself how many times does 81 divide into each place value, starting with the largest place value in my dividend. 81, so I ask myself how many times does 81 divide into 3, and that's 0 times. So I place the 0 right above the place value I just worked with. And then I ask myself, well, 81 can't go into 3, so I need to now work with 34. So how many times does 81 go into 34? Also 0 times, so I put another 0 above the 4. Now I move on to 349. 81 can go into 349. I know it goes in sometimes, many times, but I don't know for sure. So in that case, since I don't have 81 times table memorized, I'm just gonna continue to add up 81s and see how many 81s I need to get close to, if not exactly at 349. I'm just gonna add up 81 over and over again until I get close to 349. So 81 plus 81 is 162, not quite there, so adding another 81, that gives me 243. I think I can fit another 81 here, so I'm just going to keep adding and see if I can get up to 349. So let's see, 324. Okay, so now I've added up 4 81s here, and I got 324, and I know for a fact that another 81 is going to go over 349, so I'm going to stop there. And I know that 81 can go into 349 4 times. My next step, now that I'm done dividing, my next step is to multiply. So I multiply 81 times 4, which gives me 324, as I found earlier. And I'm going to write that right underneath the place values I've been working with. And then my next step is to subtract. So I'm going to subtract 324 from 349, which gives me 25. And then I move on to my next step, which is to bring down. After I multiply, my next step is to subtract. So I subtract 349 minus 324 to get 25. After I subtract, my next step is to bring down the next place value, one number at a time. So I bring down the 9. So now I repeat my entire 4 steps. So I go back to the first step, ask myself, how many times does 81 go into 259? Well, I already kind of found that answer already when I was working with my 349 up here. And I know that 81 can go into 259 3 times without going over. So I'm going to put that over the place value I've been working with. Next, I multiply 81 times 3. I already found that is 243. Again, next step is to subtract. I subtract to get 16. And finally, I bring down my last digit, 162. I'm almost at the end. I already brought down, so I'm going to repeat one last time, asking myself, going back to first step, asking myself 81 goes into 162 how many times? I found here 81 goes into 162 exactly 2 times. Put that over my last place value I've been working with. Multiply 81 times 2, which gives me 162. Subtract, I get 0, no more to bring down, and I also don't have a remainder, which means I'm done. When I have a remainder, that's a different story for a different time, but for now, you already found the answer to this problem. 34,992 divided by 81 is 432.